originality actually comes from my dad.
Some people at school ask me if like they say, oh, are you fully Aboriginal or are you part? And I say it doesn't really matter.
You should always be proud of who you are and where you come from.
My mob is the Wiradjuri, and as a lot of people said, as I heard, it's a really big mob.
Would you like Auntie Faye to do an acknowledgement?
So I'm a proud Kamilaroi woman. I grew up in Canamble, so central west New South Wales.
I'm proud to be a Kamilaroi girl.
Born and raised on Durrag land, so was my father Raymond Hill and my grandmother Doris Green. Sharing stories, not only of our past, but then also looking at their future of what then they can aspire to as well. And this is a moving, I guess, technological world. So to upskill our kids to be able to do that is really empowering for them through cultural perspective.
I think it might just help me explain it to people easier.
You go to a meeting or somewhere and someone says this acknowledgement of country, but what's the depth of it? What's the origin of it? It's got to be something that's meaningful to the kids.
I feel like acknowledgement to country is paying respect to the elders, both past and present. They built this land, it's theirs, and we should respect that and be proud of who we are.
To me, acknowledgement means that we have to pay respect to our ancestors and our owners because they're the ones that looked after our land.
Before anything else, it's no good you're making it personal if you don't understand why you're doing it and what it really means to us and to yourself. It's about putting you on a journey where you're going to learn. For those young people who don't know where they're from, this is where you're going to start learning.
Yeah. Everyone's on a different journey.
Everyone is on a different journey.
I'm Seth. I'm kind of a geek or a nerd. So I'm into comics. I also like Lego. I'm from two tribes or cultures of Aboriginal people. I'm Bundjalung, which comes from Tweed Heads, and I'm Kamilaroi, where I don't exactly know where that area comes from. But my mum, she's English, Irish and Welsh. So I am kind of, mixed.
My name is Georgia, and I enjoy soccer and hiking. I know my mob, and I know my dad's Aboriginal, and I know that my nan, my second nan, is a part of the stolen generation.
Yes, Taylor, let's go!
I think every Aboriginal person that you talk to has got some kind of connection with the stolen generation, and because of past policies, then identity was lost with a lot of them. Language was lost.
When I went to school in Redfern, first time I ever met a bully, and I didn't even know I was Aboriginal because when I was growing up we weren't allowed to do our singing and all that kind of stuff, and every day she would attack me at school and I couldn't work out why. And then one day she told me I was Aboriginal. I went home and asked my nan about it, and because they were too frightened to say anything, I never learnt for a long, long time. But then the mother demanded that the principal throw me out of school so that I couldn't get an education. But I was pretty lucky. I had a really good principal who wouldn't do it. She said that I had the same right as non-Aboriginal kids to get an education, so that mum took her daughter out.
My group's doing racism, bullying and identity, and we're just learning about how it feels to be bullied and called names and not being appreciated, or having not as much rights as everyone else. We're just making documentaries, narratives and fictional stories. There's going to be an Aboriginal girl shooting some hoops at the basketball court. Yeah, and then there's going to be two or three bullies, and they approach her and tell why are you on our call? We play here every afternoon.
And then they want to have a point where someone comes in and stands up for her and changes their mind.
So the filmmaking itself is about them as young Aboriginal people to share their thoughts, to support their cultural journey, to build their confidence as Aboriginal people.
My name's Maverick. I'm into playing rugby league. It's one of my favourite things to do. Do it all week, every week. My mob's from Darug, out in the Penrith area. Most of my family's moved up to Queensland, so we go visit them. I've already learnt a lot of things about filmmaking and that, just to learn more about my identity.
Well, we're going to do an interview about identifying us as Aboriginals and stuff like that. Probably get like some videos and shots of like the trees and stuff like that.
And you'll know.
I don't know that much about it. That's the problem. Yeah.
We want to put the films together so that all of the kids in our schools can have that understanding that that's a journey that they can take as being Aboriginal, and I'm still on that journey as an Aboriginal person, and I'm nearly 50.
Well, we're basically exploring like our culture and what our Aboriginality means to us.
You're only school captain because you are Aboriginal.
At school, my friends are always saying, oh, you've got that experience because you're Aboriginal, or like you don't look Aboriginal because you're white and all that sort of thing. So we're trying to convert that into a narrative and then into a movie.
I like this photo if I can find it. Right here, that's my favourite. Ours is about how the ancestors have looked after this land and we have an acknowledgement of country in it.
No, what's that from? So I start again. Yeah, maybe. I'd like to show my respect to the elders past, present and future, and to the traditional owners of this land.
My name's Brielle. Sort of my life I've grown up around horses, and my whole family, like pretty much everyone I know in my family has horses.
My name's Alira and I do dance, which is probably my favourite thing to do. And yeah, when I'm older, I'm wanting to become a dance studio owner and start my own dance school. And I actually want to involve Aboriginal dancing in it, because I haven't heard of any dance studios that have already done that.
My name's Auntie Carol Brown, which I'm proud to be an auntie for all our wonderful children. All the children here at this camp are from all over Sydney, so it's really good for all these kids to get together, and it really gives these young people courage, resilience, and a different perspective. So we're really proud of them and great to work with.
So we've looked at identity, we've looked at connecting to country and how they acknowledge country, so where they're from, who their mobs are, and how they relate to that.
Wow. Happy? Are the girls happy?
Yeah, that's a good question. Are you guys happy?
Yeah. All right.
Twugia is a Darug word meaning star, and how it came about was in 2008. They wanted a program for our gifted and talented students.
Tom, what do you think I could use as a band-aid?
We're doing a lot around trying to support our low achieving Aboriginal students, but we do have many Aboriginal students that are performing well and above state average. And we can invite those high achieving Aboriginal students to engage in curriculum enrichment, and we ensure that there's a cultural perspective there as well. So we consider all of our Twugia students as stars in our eyes.
It's actually like really important that I know like new and different things about myself. I can tell my children's and like for generations to come.
Like I've learned a lot of new things that I thought I'd never learn about, and I'm glad I came to this camp.
No one can change who I am, and each person is unique in their own different ways.
It's a privilege to come to camp. I didn't really want to go at first because I was just nervous, I guess. Just like being here, it's just a great time with all the kids. and learning about new stuff, and just be looking to go home and have a sleep on a good bed.
Questions sometimes can't be answered, and we know there are certain barriers that stop our families from knowing their history.
My hope is that they can regenerate and get their understanding of who they are and where they're from now, so even if they connect to the lands that they're on, to start that journey, build that stronger cultural knowledge.